Oh, we're going to get into it. Like why your blood sugar is spiking when you're eating 0 carbs and sugars and then your weight's going up, or you're plateauing on your weight loss. It's old hat, but let's go over it again. Welcome everyone. Let's get into it. Why is your blood sugar spiking? I keep getting this question over and over again. Well, for example, hear that little beep in the background? It is my propane alarm indicator. My propane is turned off. So maybe the battery is dying, I don't know. And the wires are like hardwired into the box. It's not like you could just pull them out. Got to check for a fuse, something, a little bit. I digress. People were commenting like, don't you even notice it? And I'm like, I don't notice it. I mean, unless I talk about it. My air conditioning finally died on me when we're in the 90s. And right now it's 84 degrees inside. I know. Does that bother you? Yes and no. But the point of the story is that emotionally, I'm very good at being like, I gotta let it go, and I gotta let that go, and I gotta let this go, and that go, and this go, and that go. Because if my mind begins to rotate that beep, or the air is off, or the builder's jacked up my siding on my home, or I still can't find a good electrician, or I can't stand to live in this camper anymore, or whatever the daily stress is, or my horse has gone through cancer now for the 3rd time. Whatever it is, I'm very good at accepting whatever stress. Your mind alone can jack up your blood sugar. Now, we know the traditional reasons why you drop your carbs out and your blood sugar is still high. You eat too much protein, not enough fat, go to bed too late, fall off the wagon. But what about, and go to, like, don't sleep well. But what about that stress component? I do consultations every day and people can't pay their bills. They're in debt, or they're having difficult relationships or divorces, or they don't like their own self-image. They don't like their body. Their body's not responding the way they want their bodies to respond. I believe the reason why next month, I'm going to be 57, and I've gone through menopause, and the reason why I still have muscle and are still lean, even though I am estrogen dominant, which means the estrogen domination is not that crazy high. I was scared during these tornado warnings last year because if the wind blew strong, the whole thing would kind of shift. And I was like, the last thing I need is all this wood falling on top of my camper with me inside of it. Instead of festering on the potentials, whatever I can't control, I let it go. Whatever I can control, I fix. I don't care what it is. Family, body, finances, insecurities, whatever they are, I like to move on in a forward trajectory instead of going laterally all the time, because this will spike your blood sugar. Period. Through the fight or flight response. You're only supposed to stress under danger, serious concern, which should not be every second of every hour of the day. I don't fast. I'll never fast, because that puts your body under the fight or flight mode and you have destabilized blood sugar. So last thing you ever want to do is fast. Stress can be in the form of emotional, physical, chemical, but the emotional side no one talks about. And I truly believe that the reason why I do so well is because I will never quit. I will never stop. I will never be dissuaded or slow down my momentum when any difficult thing arises in my life. I don't care. I don't feel like I'm deprived on what I eat. I don't feel lonely being on my own. I don't feel depressed that I'm turning 57. I feel alive, and I feel excited, and that is connecting to the body. This is the reason why your blood sugar is spiking, my people, which affects your sleep. And your hormones like thyroid and adrenal and reproductive. It affects everything about your body being able to move forward. The body doesn't like to be sick. You can encourage it. You can eat the right things. You can take the right supplements. But you got to get right there. And I know a lot of you are confused, and I know you get bamboozled by all the garbage that people speak on these diets that is illogical and makes no sense. But take control of your own life and start doing your own research. Don't rely on me or anyone else. You have to go and do the due diligence and really make sure that what you're hearing, like people run off and eat a bunch of sardines because some ding dong told them to. People start fasting because they heard about autophagy while their adrenals get jacked. The person I had today had so many issues from fasting. Too much protein in fasting, high uric acid levels, and chronic dehydration, even when drinking a gallon of water a day, because the minerals were just... When you take back who you are, and you get to know who you are, good, bad, or indifferent, is when your body starts to click. People say, like, just tell me what to eat. And I'm like, no, you got to change this first. And be strong and focused. Because your mind can get your blood sugar to start spiking within 3 minutes. Your mind. Anything negative that you perceive. I'm very good at being like, you feel anxious? Breathe deep. Get the heart rate back down. Because when the heart rate drops to comfortable levels, when you're like, okay, my brain is not, it's slowing down now, I'm relaxing. I'm around horses. Horses sync their hearts with yours within 4 feet. I know what I'm doing by being in nature and being around trees that provide the oxygen and getting wells. We have freedom of choice to be a victim by our circumstance and a slave, or to be free in any way. You're only trapped in your mind. And if you're the one, I can't leave, I'm stuck here. Nobody's stuck. You're only stuck there. And I choose not to be stuck ever with anything. You just have to stay strong and focused. Hope this helps. Blood sugar can always spike when you're stressed. And then when it spikes chronically, your wounds don't heal, your hormones tank, you start gaining weight, you can't sleep, start peeing all the time. Skin starts aging rapidly just because you can't calm the mind down. Move forward, don't go side to side. People will talk to me and continue to talk about what's difficult. There's nothing wrong with talking about what's difficult followed by a solution. This is what I'm going to try to do. This is where my goals are. Don't stay stuck in the problem. Many of you live in the past, and your physical body is literally connected to that mind. And since I don't give up, my body evolves as I get older. It has nothing to do with brown skin. Because I could look at relatives that look like my grandparents that are younger than me. It's all, your collagen can sag, you can get dark circles under your eyes, and saggy jowls, all of that. Hormones can be jacked, body composition can be jacked, depression, diabetes, whatever it is. I remember one year I went to Bali, and there was this old lady walking up 1,000 steps to the top of a mountain. And the tourists were just gassing out. They'd have to stop and catch their breath, and whew, she had a big bucket on her back, and she just kept stepping up them hills. She didn't have to stop. And I was like, I want to be just like that. She looked like she was in her 80s in terms of, the shrinkage and those things that make you look younger. But man, I have never seen such a strong person in my life to be in the 80s, walk up that hill where young people were gassing out, having to stop and fan themselves. Those are the people I want to aspire to be. Yeah. And because of that, I'm so grateful. And that's what keeps your hormones and your blood sugar and your sleep and the self-value in check.